Yo, what's up chats? Today we got a lot to go over and I just want to get right into it. If you're new here, I cover all the big gaming news. We're on the road to 150,000 subscribers. If a chat like you want to help it out, then feel free to subscribe. And ladies and gentlemen, I did not even believe this. This is once in a lifetime kind of moment. Destiny 2 have remove skill-based matchmaking, and I personally don't play Destiny 2, but you know what, if you're somebody who used to play Destiny 2 and you were kind of burnt, or you're someone who's looking for games to play, hey, look no further, live your life, go play Destiny 2. They remove skill-based matchmaking, and I definitely want to have the sound effect playing in the background because this is a massive news, and I really hope this starts a movement in the community. I want to see Infinity Ward do it, and I really hope that Modern Warfare gets rid of skill-based matchmaking, because that's I'm telling you, Modern Warfare is gonna be closer to perfection. The game is good, but skill-based matchmaking is just one of those things that is pushing a lot of players back. Also, I'm gonna be playing all that 4K gameplay that Sony uploaded, and I gotta be honest, the PS5 reveal, the only problem it had, in my opinion, was that 1080p live stream. Otherwise, it was a really nice reveal. I was not necessarily satisfied, and I'm gonna tell you why I was not satisfied. It was because of Rockstar Games, you know what I mean? But the reveal was solid. There are genuinely 5 games that I'm really looking forward to, like Spider-Man, Hitman 3, Resident Evil 7. You cannot go wrong with it. The ambient occlusion booster, Gran Turismo 7. Look at how slick this is looking, and I'm kind of sad they only uploaded the 1080p version of the trailer. Wish there was a 4K trailer out for this one as well, but regardless, it does not have that stream compression into it. And yes, that 1080p stream was really a mistake. If they were streaming this in 4K, of course there will still be stream compression, but it would have been a lot better than 1080p. We're talking about a billion-dollar company. I wish they did it, because I know that all my homies who were watching on PC, TV, they were like, hey, this looks like PS4. And some people, and I should say a lot of people, were saying the graphics looks like PS5. You guys are just high on G Fuel. I was like, hey, I don't drink G Fuel, guys. But then I hit them up with a question. I was like, are you guys watching on the PC, TV, or mobile? And a lot of people who were saying the graphics were good were watching on the mobile device. So it's not anybody's fault. You gotta watch it on the PC monitor. But really, I'm glad that they uploaded those 4K trailers, and it shows it looks really good. And realistically speaking, the true next-gen graphics game is not gonna be coming out with the PS5 and Xbox Series launch. Don't get me wrong, these games looks really beautiful, but I guess that the next-gen consoles are really gonna be all about longer or better draw distances, no loading whatsoever. Like, you see a cutscene and boom, gameplay follows up. Gonna be a seamless transition. That's like what I think you need to have those kind of expectations, and I'm part of the problem too, so I gotta have those kind of expectations as well. But what truly kind of effed up a lot of people and my expectation was, hey, that Rockstar logo. And you know what, normally the dopamine, the way dopamine works is that you kind of like start watching something, the dopamine is kind of climbing, and it's slowly, you know, slowly starts to ramp up and it goes up. But the second I saw that Rockstar logo, dopamine spike up like a mother effer, and 2 seconds later, when I figured out that it was GTA 5, it just went down crashing. There were some rumors and whispers, but nobody kind of believed into that, like, hey man, we're gonna see GTA 5 on the PS5. You gotta understand, Rockstar did not just put this baby on PS3 360, but PS4, Xbox One, PC, and now gonna be putting on PS5 and Series X. Needless to say, it gave me a dopamine crash, and man. But other than that, the reveal was solid. I'm still not satisfied though. Of course, GTA 6 is one of those reasons. Rockstar Games, I'm gonna point my fingers. And the console do be looking pretty curvy though. Like, I'm all about those curves. You know, smash the like button for that one. Smash the like button for me to be brave, okay? And the console design, I mean, looks wild. And you gotta understand that the real design is based off of Chengdu, China. And it looks pretty legit. Like, look at that, right? And I know that there are some people who say that, hey, the console design is not for me. I've seen a lot of people say that, hey, the console design looks way better than the controller itself, and I'm part of that group. I find the console design to be better than the controller. It's not like, hey, I hate the controller design. It's like, it's actually growing on me, but I really hope that we get a black controller. I prefer black controllers, guys. The console design is surely futuristic, but it feels good in a right way, and I think the reason for that is because it is inspired off a real life building, you know. I think that's what's up. And Sony, they really like using, I mean, look at that PS3, look at that PS4, and you got the Sony Pony PS2 console as well. So needless to say, yeah, they like those buildings, and they like using those buildings as console, or they like to bring all of that into real life. Ratchet & Clank, Hitman 3, Resident Evil 8, needless to say, it was wild. I really like it. But but GTA 5 and no Call of Duty 2020 definitely ruined my expectations. I mean, I went in with no Call of Duty 2020 expectations, but that was definitely something that ruined my expectations. And believe it or not, Sony did show us that UI. They kind of teased it and they showed us the glimpse, and this is real. Like, they gave us the warning, and then, you know, you can press the PS button. This is from the PS5, and I like the look of it, but of course they didn't show us what will happen when you press the PS button. They did press the PS button, but they kind of faded to another segment. So this is just like a small little glimpse, small little tease. We're also hearing that Microsoft is rumored to have a less powerful and cheaper SQ Lockhart launch alongside Series X, and he's talking about that Lockhart version. And it's kind of wild to think about it that Sony came out with a digital version and Series X, like I don't see no Xbox coming out with Lockhart yet, but I assume that they will be revealing it very soon. There will be Xbox Series X reveal happening in July, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm gonna be streaming it. Of course, I'm a Sony pony, but I'm gonna be streaming it for all the Xbots out there. I better not see people fighting. I know that there has been some Xbots that went gangster last night on the Sony ponies. They were like, hey man, like, you guys didn't even get GTA 6, you guys this and that. A lot of people were wilding, and of course a lot of Sony ponies are also going gangster, and they have went rogue towards the Xbox, especially in this Sony situation. Guys, let's just hug it out, right? Like, let's not keep talking about which console is better. Of course, both consoles are gonna be good, and let me be honest with you, both of these consoles do be looking kind of good though. But which one would you pick? Would you pick the digital version, or would you pick the normal version? Of course, Dr. Enif showed up. He's like, hey man, I'm gonna go with the digital edition. It's slimmer and I mostly buy games digitally. Then Rain, I mean, was caught spitting gospel and facts. He's like, hey, how do you play games if you're on Twitter all day? So, you know, he was hitting him up with hard questions. Of course, I love Dr. Enif, you know, I love all the astronauts and scientists out there, but for real, which one would you pick? I think that they're only gonna be a $50 difference, where the digital version is like $50 cheaper, the original one is like $50 more expensive. And you gotta keep in mind that, hey, like, what if you buy the digital edition, and there's nothing wrong with that, but then you have a comrade, you got a homie of you that actually bought a game that you're looking at it and you're like, hey man, I don't know if I want to buy that. What if the game got microtransactions? What if the game got skill-based matchmaking? What if the game is a disaster? But I surely want to try it out because it do be looking kind of good though, right? And you're like, hey man, give me that, let me borrow it and let me play it for a day or maybe two or maybe a week, you know what I mean? And you're kind of thinking about it, but then you realize you got the digital version, right? And you knew that if you could spare $50 extra, if you could wait a little bit longer, you could have got that like full-blown PS5. You could get like the whole package with the disc drive, right? Like, that's just like a question, right? Like, which one would you really go with? But if there's $100 difference, which I don't think that's possible, of course anything is possible, but I really don't think there's gonna be $100 difference unless like it has inferior hardware, which of course Lockhart, Xbox Lockhart is gonna have. It's gonna be an inferior version compared to the normal PS5 and the base Xbox Series X. Then it would make sense for it to be cheaper, but otherwise I don't think it's gonna be that cheaper, guys. Also, PS5 really did numbers. They broke records, 3.5 million on Twitch and 3.5 million on YouTube. So like 7 million, and you gotta take into consideration that there were other websites where people were streaming. A lot of YouTubers and a lot of Twitch streamers were streaming, and 60,000 of you guys came on the stream yesterday as well, which was absolutely incredible. Like, I appreciate each and every single one of you for coming out. Hopefully you guys have washed your hands before coming on and smashing that like button, you know what I mean? Smash the like button after washing your hands. I definitely don't want other people to catch the Roni. I would say they easily did 10 mil, right? Like, there is absolutely no way, and I think that a lot of people would be looking forward to Xbox. Like, this just does not help PS5, but it also helps Xbox, and because now a lot of people would be looking forward to that July Xbox reveal, and then we're gonna have another one of this PS5 reveal with the gameplays and whatnot. So needless to say, like, the second half do be looking pretty good. And speaking of an oopsie, well, this is kind of wild. 84 gigabytes. Never have I ever thought that an update for a game, especially Modern Warfare, is gonna be this big. Actually, that's a lie. Like, Modern Warfare, you know, it's notorious for putting out updates that are 50 million, but this one was just 84 gigs. People went gangster, people went wild, and you guys gotta understand, this update came out around 2 a.m. Eastern time when half of the world was asleep. People were like, hey man, PS5 reveal is gonna be tomorrow, so I gotta go to bed, I gotta hide my wives, I gotta put my kids to sleep. That's when this update came out, and people saw the update, and this was only for Xbox, okay? So apparently all the Xbox players were burned pretty bad with that 84 gigabyte of update. So only Xbox, middle of the night, just think about it, and it went on the worldwide trend. Like, absolutely wild stuff. And you know what? Activision came out, they're like, hey man, we're actively investigating an issue for Modern Warfare where some players on Xbox are seeing larger than expected download size for today's update. And it was a mistake. I mean, how? And you guys gotta understand, we're only talking about PS4 and Xbox One right now. Like, what's gonna happen when Modern Warfare comes to PS5 and Series X? What's gonna happen when we get Call of Duty 2020? What's gonna happen when we get Modern Warfare 2? Like, you know, the Call of Duty 2021 yearly releases, everybody. So you know what I mean, right? Like, it's gonna be wild. And VGC also reported that, hey, Battlefield 3 Remaster may actually happen alongside the next mainline entry. And you guys gotta understand, I know life Battlefield 3. I love this game. And seriously, like GTA, Call of Duty, Battlefield, these are like the top 3 games that I always look forward to. And this is more than just a leak, because it is coming from a YouTuber by the name of Dak Carey, who has previously leaked Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5 stuff that came true, and he now claims that, hey, Battlefield 3 Remaster will come with all the DLC packs. I hope this is true, because right now I'm firing a little bit of dopamine and I don't want to get that crash like Call of Duty 2022 or Call of Duty 2020 and GTA 6, not 2022. And you know what caused people to be sus is that he deleted that video. So now I'm kind of putting 2 and 2 together. I'm like, hey, what if he deleted that video because he shouldn't have said it? Maybe EA kind of knocked on the door. He like, hey man, you better delete that video. Or maybe he just heard that was not true and he just did not want it to spread rumors, so that's why he deleted that. You know, you want to consider that possibility as well. But apparently EA Play is going to be happening on June 18. I'm definitely going to be live streaming, so turn those notifications on. And what's kind of sus here is that even the official Battlefield Twitter account, they removed their Battlefield 5 logo and now it's just Battlefield logo. And of course, Battlefield 6 is confirmed to be coming out next year in 2021, but I genuinely don't think they're gonna be teasing it this year, right? Like, it's a year away or more than a year away. It's arguably gonna be coming out like next year around fall time. So you know what I mean? I don't think they're gonna be teasing it this early. So maybe Battlefield 3 Remaster is gonna be coming out this year, like holiday 2020 for PS5, Series X, and current gen as well. And Alexander, who is an executive producer at DICE, who is working on Battlefield, he put up a zip emoji on June 10th, so maybe he's trying to tell us something. I really hope Battlefield 3 Remaster happen. I know that some people will be out there will be like, hey Skizzle, like, hey, Battlefield 3, it still holds up. And I gotta agree with you, like, graphically it still looks beautiful. It looks way better than half of the games that are currently on the market in 2020, which is kind of sad for me to even say that, but it is true. But you gotta keep in mind that Battlefield 3 graphics were horrible on 360 and PS3, right? Like, so I mean, I'm down. Like, I know life this game during the PS3 days, and I'm a Sony pony, and I do sometimes play games on the PC, but I'm not really a PC master race. You know, keyboard and mouse, that's just not my forte. So I'm a console guy, I'm a controller guy, and I really hope it is true. I would love to see a Battlefield 3 Remaster alongside Battlefield 6, but I hope it comes out holiday 2020 and not like next year, you know what I mean? Speaking of Call of Duty 2020, long sensation Tom Henderson came out of the blue just earlier this day and says that Black Ops reveal is looking like beginning mid-July. And I'ma be honest with you, okay? Yesterday, I catch the big set. I really did catch the big set. Before the PS5 reveal, I heard that it's not gonna be happening on PS5 reveal. So I was like, you know what, dopamine crash, whatever. But the second I heard Jason Schreier, and even Eurogamer followed up by saying that the reveal is not nigh, it's far away. So the second I heard that, I did catch the big set. My day was ruined. I was having a terrible day. But now looking at the fact that he's saying it's gonna be like happening next month, like in July, like beginning to mid-July, and it is June 12th, so we're like already mid-June, so approximately a month. I mean, I'm down for it, but you gotta keep in mind we're in this rolling situation. Things are always subject to delay. This was meant to happen back in May, guys. It was meant to happen in May, and they delayed it, and now it's just like it's gonna happen in mid-July. And this is a rumor. Treat it as a rumor. It may not happen, you know, there is always a chance. And another thing that I really gotta stress here, of course, I reported the fact that Tom Henderson says that the leaked gameplay that we saw the other day is not 6 months old, it's not 3 months old, it is something that was captured right now. of course, that had me concerned. A lot of people were concerned. A lot of people got sus. Needless to say, myself included. People were dropping deuces. People got erectile dysfunction. People were, you know what I mean. But the gaming revolution followed up and quoted by saying, I don't think this is true because from what he saw, he thinks that it's the same map as the leaked footage, and it looked really better. It looked a lot better than the leaked gameplay. So you know what? He's trying to ease up a little bit of the tension that has been built up in the community, and man, I really hope this is true. I want to see Call of Duty 2020 campaign and zombies. And then he followed up by saying that, hey, it is already happening, because Peter was like, hey, please no mix between Infinity Ward or Trade Call of Duty games. And he said that it's already happening. That's exactly what Warzone is. Quote, the line that connects the Call of Duty sub-franchises. Since they are reboots, they can do this without messing up the continuity. And he says there's a reason the season 4 cutscene started off by reminding us of the Verdansk history during the Cold W. Of course, I can't say certain words on YouTube. Smash the like button for YouTube. That's when all of the bunkers and was set up. It will come full circle with Call of Duty 2020. Of course, Eurogamer is saying the same thing as well. And Star Wars Squadrons was apparently leaked by the Microsoft Store, and it was previously codenamed Project Maverick. And I'm not really into Star Wars, but of course I know some people, or I should say a lot of people are into Star Wars, and it has been leaked. And you know what? Not only Okami is talking about it, but a lot of other sources are talking about it. The word on the street says that, hey, it's gonna be revealed at the EA Play on June 18th. Of course, I'm gonna be live streaming, so like and subscribe. I'm gonna keep all of you starting off in the loops. Click on any of the video on the screen. You're gonna get a kick of dopamine, and I will see you right there.